Hello from the eNCA Weather Center. The meteorologist here. We are tracking a major winter storm that's impacting the western and central parts of South Africa. We have the possibility of heavy rain, localized urban flooding, and even some disruptive snowfalls as well. So we'll highlight this in this video blog to just give you the latest on what we're thinking behind the progress of this storm, taking you through the next 24, 48, even 72 hours. So we'll get into a few specialized graphics, show you exactly where this storm system is located at the moment and where it's headed. At the moment, it is impacting the southwestern Cape, but cold temperatures will invade the central interior later this work week. But let's get right to look at our graphics. This, of course, is our latest satellite loop, and this is our main storm system across the northeast. Obviously, we're not really too concerned with the weather at the moment near Johannesburg and Durban, even Bloemfontein, just fine and dry weather for that region at the moment. But as we focus our attention near the southwestern sections of the Republic, you can see that very thick band of cloud cover that is associated with a low pressure system and a few different cold fronts. In fact, there are two low pressure systems that are starting to develop out of this particular winter storm. We refer to this as a double-barreled low pressure, and that sometimes they wrap into each other, and the second one can be even a bit more intense than the first one. So at the moment, Cape Town and the southwestern Cape is experiencing the first cold front that you see on the map, but further into the Atlantic, that's the one that we're really paying close attention to. So we've created a specialized graphic just to give you an idea of what's taking place. Remember, it's very warm over the eastern half of South Africa, so enjoy that while it lasts, Durban and Johannesburg. But there's our first cold front, and with the intense rainfall that we are predicting, flooding is a possibility. In fact, we'll cover the watches from the South African Weather Service in just one moment. But as I mentioned earlier, there's that second blast of cold air with our secondary cold front. It's a very intense and very compact low-pressure system that's just south of the Overberg district. That's going to bring this cold blast of air, and it is indeed cold enough to where we'll experience snowfall in the higher elevations of the Western Cape, without a doubt, but freezing levels on some of our computer models are dropping below 1,000 meters, and this is significant because if you think about the height of Table Mountain, which is 1,085 meters, if the freezing level drops below that and we have precipitation in the area, it's possible we might experience some snowflakes on top of Table Mountain, which is extremely, extremely rare. So that would be quite a sight. Getting back to our weather map, again, it's that secondary cold front that's really going to bring us that cold blast of air. You can see some of the rainfall that will move across the eastern Cape, while the northern high-veld regions, including Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Limpopo, and KwaZulu-Natal, stay high and dry and very spring-like, at least for now. They will cool down into the weekend. Well, let's talk about the latest watches, or rather warnings, from the South African Weather Service. There are three of them. Let's get to the most important. This is a warning for heavy rainfall. Anywhere you see that shading of red, including the Cape Metropole, the Overberg District, and parts of the southwestern sections of the Cape Winelands, we are anticipating 50 millimeters or more within the next 24 hours, and thanks to the recent rainfall we've experienced across that region, it's very possible we experience more localized flooding across that region. So we definitely want to take care if you're traveling across that region. There's also a warning for gale force northwesterly winds between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas. You can see average wind speed between 65 and 74 kilometers per hour, so this is a very windy system. And ahead of this storm, we have a warning for a high fire danger. That's for much of the central interior. This is a combination of the very dry air and the windy conditions and the warm temperatures, and that could cause some localized runaway fires across the areas that we've highlighted. Let's talk now about how much rainfall we're expecting. This is our super microcast high-resolution model. It's got a 48-hour rainfall accumulation, so that would be from noon Wednesday through noon on Friday. You can see we've labeled the highways for you coming out of Cape Town, the N7, the N1, and the N2. If you look closely on the coloring and match that up to the legend at the top portion of your computer screen, you can see that shading of purple and even red, and that is indeed indicating upwards of 100 to even 150 millimeters of rainfall across some of the mountainous regions of the southwestern Cape. That'll be rare, but it is certainly possible. The City Bowl of Cape Town could easily experience 50 millimeters. What does this mean for you? Well, you want to drive with care. Of course, ponding on the roadways could cause some problems, and of course with the possibility of localized flooding. You don't want to travel across any flooded roads because, remember, it only takes a half meter of rushing water to actually float and move an entire vehicle. Well, I also talked about snowfall. There's the storm system again on our latest satellite view, but let's talk about the next 72 hours in regards to snow. You can see on a high-resolution model that it is picking up some of that snowfall across the Winelands area. That would be the higher elevations between Paarl and Worcester and Franschhoek, just outside of Cape Town. You can see the southern high ground of the Northern Cape expecting snowfall, even towards Beaufort West with this particular system. And this is really valid for the next several days as well. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that and the possibility of those minor snowflakes on top of Table Mountain as well. Well, that's an update on the latest winter storm. Of course, we'll keep you up to date on eNCA.com, as well as the eNCA 24-hour news channel on DSTV. Don't forget, you can also check us out on Newsday or Primetime on ETV. That's all from now from the Weather Center. We'll see you again very soon.